Hello again, and welcome to Winning with the Wrangler at Dick Powell's Leadership Corner, brought to you by Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training and Development, where our passion is building leaders of today and tomorrow. The information on today's program was gathered from many different places and many different people. If you hear yourself in our conversation today, know that it's not all about you. Now, for speaking appearances or support, contact us here at 727-422-1833 or send me an email, dick@ewfw.org. Today's program, I'm going to really help you understand who and what we are here at Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development. Many people ask us, Dick, how'd you come up with that name? And I'm going to explain it to you best I can. First of all, I want you to understand that Earth, really in our world, stands for being grounded. And being grounded means to know your values. You need to know how to define your core values and know for a fact your non-negotiable parts of your life, both in your person and in your career. We need to know that in being grounded, we need to know what our force is. And that's more than just that Star Wars thing. But you will discover your inner force as to what drives you to be the best you can. And that's important. Also, inside here, as we look at our vision, we're going to help you discern a clear, concise vision and let it help you be, again, part of your driving force. We're also going to encourage you to look at your mission. We're going to help you define and clarify your mission. This will enable you to share the key concepts of your mission with those who will be able to help you attain it. You see how important this is to know where you're coming from, where you're going to, and actually how you got to where you are today. All about being grounded. Hope that starts to make sense. Now, wind, earth, wind. Wind stands for change. Now, I know some of you don't like that word, but I have to tell you, it's one of the few things that you can count on every single day. First of all, in change, we're going to help you recognize, well, you will learn how to recognize change and revel in it instead of look away from it. Embrace. You will learn how to embrace the change in every part of your life. Let me tell you something, that's going to be fun. Once you learn how to embrace those things that are taking place in your life, boy, it's a lot of fun. We're going to look at using. You will learn how to use change in every part of your life. And you also will learn to be the change in every part of your life. You see how this really starts to, it's all about you. Fire. Earth, wind, fire. Fire is your passion. Your passion. You will identify what makes you enthusiastic about life. I love that word enthusiastic because that's what drives and gets you up every morning, or should. You will identify your gifts and know how to use them to the best of your ability. Sometimes that means once you find out what your gifts are, you're going to have to hone them. You're going to have to keep going. You'll identify your talents and know which one to improve and put to work. How important could that be to you? And your passion, you'll discover your passion and look at ways to use it for monetary compensation. One of the things that I just grab a hold of with people, I ask them if they know what their passion is, what really gets them going. And when I do that, I know it's true if their voice goes up and they start talking fast. But when I ask them, are you living your passion? Many of them shrink back and say, well, no. And they've got a million excuses, by the way. Let us help you understand what that means and put it to work. In water, earth, wind, fire, water. Water stands for transformation. You will transform yourself by developing a plan to use the capabilities you have and know which ones you need to strengthen. Now that's important. Do what you do best, farm out the rest. If you do something really, really good, do you need to strengthen? Do you need to go farther? You will transform your mind by becoming disciplined and achieving the daily 5. Now, your daily 5, quite frankly, is going to be a personal thing, and we'll help you put that into place. Mine, if you ask, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and so these are my daily 5. I'm going to share them with you. I read every day. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but I read every day. I write every single morning. If you're going to be an author, you have to write. And I speak someplace, somewhere every day. It might be that I'm only speaking someplace at a grocery store, but I'm speaking somewhere. I network all the time. No matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, I'm networking. Helping people find me as I'm helping find them. And I plan. Every single day I plan. I plan what I'm going to do today. I look at what I'm going to do tomorrow. I look at my plans from the past. I really start to put things together. You will also learn to transform your body with a daily healthy living plan. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's the truth. Our body needs water and food and exercise and good sleep. You will learn to use the 6 core principles to operate all of your life decisions. Those 6 principles we have been instructing and using ourselves, our whole marriage, which is, 47 years now. Research, preparation, execute. Network, celebrate, evaluate. You're going to learn how to put those in place and make them work. And the last one here, you will design a personal plan to achieve the highest levels of success at home and at work. Because we're going to take the time to find out what success means to you, and then we'll find a way to put it into work. So earth, wind, fire, water. You see how this starts to take and really stack up. It is who we are. We talk about training and development. That's because we understand that developing yourself is the most important thing you can do. And we also understand that if you don't develop yourself, no one else will. So when you're ready to move forward, you're ready to take that next giant step, you're going to give us a call here at Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development and say, I am ready to go. Let's make this happen. That's going to take us into some next opportunity, which is really the defining your goals. Now, these questions that I'm going to lay on you, they're not easy, and they're sometimes not even fun to answer, but they're all important. Especially now that I've explained to you what Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development means and how we can help you. Look at this defining your goals. You see, if you were to fully live your life, what is the first change you would start to make? Now, only you can answer that, but I had to answer for myself. What change would I make if I was going to truly live my life? Well, for me, that meant I had to truly do what I was called to do. And that was speak on stage and share knowledge about leadership and accountability. And it was a scary time for me because I thought to myself, well, who's going to listen to me? And also, do I have what it takes? And I had all these excuses until one day I just went to work and I became fully alive. It was amazing to me, the change I had in myself. And I'll tell you what, it was amazing to Miss Robin, the change that was going on inside of me. This also was a change how I worked with the family, how I worked with my opportunities. It was fully alive and fully aware. So if you were to fully live your life, what is the first change you would start to make? What areas of your life could be upgraded or tweaked? Well, for me, that was learning how to speak and enunciate clearly. You see, I grew up on a dead end street in the swamp, and I like to talk like this because that's what everybody else does out there. But unfortunately, when I was speaking on stage, I realized very quickly that people did not understand me. And depending on what part of the country I was in, I wasn't even accepted. So I had to upgrade and tweak my vocabulary and how I announce things. It wasn't too hard, but I have to tell you that I still work on it, just so you know. When I go back home, I change back pretty darn quick. So be careful of that. So what areas of your life could be upgraded or tweaked? What could we work on right now that would make the biggest difference to your life? So I'm going to encourage you to find that coach, that mentor, and really work on that question. What could you work on right now that would make a big difference in your life? More education, more job knowledge, slowing down, more patience, more time with the family. Boy, there's a whole lot of things there, isn't there? How would you feel about doubling your goals? This was a big one for me because I grew up in a house that lived from Friday to Thursday. This doubling the goal of our income, I thought to myself, well, that's just crazy. Until I really put the numbers on the board and starting working towards it. Did you get that? I started working towards it. The first year we made that double, we all jumped up and down around here like it was, something really, and it was a wonderful thing. Now, we haven't doubled quite that much since, but our goal has changed. Now it's more time. Now it's more travel. Now it's more time with the grandkids. You see, no matter what that goal is, how do you feel about doubling it? It's pretty scary, but it can be done. This next question is going to hurt just a little bit. So struggle with it. What are you tolerating? What are you putting up with? Are you tolerating a job? Are you putting up with someone within that job? Are you tolerating where you live or putting up with that opportunity? Is this something that can be changed? Is this something that can be moved on? And the answer is always yes. So put a time on it. Put a time. So what are you tolerating and why? What do you want more of in your life? And I'm going to encourage you to actually to take out your journal and make a list of what do you want more of. And I'm going to ask you to share that list with some people around you. I'm going to ask you to share that list with everybody you talk to, matter of fact. Because what you want more of will happen when more people know. Imagine that. Now, what do you want less of in your life? That list you need to work on quickly. Trying to move those negative things out of your life and move more positive things in. How important is that? Well, positive input makes positive outgo. So think about it and get rid of the negative, put more positive in. Ooh, this one's tough. What are the 3 things you are doing regularly that don't serve or support you? Well, now, if you don't know what your vision and mission are, then you probably don't know what those 3 things are. It could be those 3 things: who you're hanging around and how you're spending your money and what you're not doing to move yourself ahead or your company ahead. What are those 3 things? We have found very quickly that the most people, the average person that we're talking to, it's where they spend their money, where they spend their time, and who they hang around. You might want to consider those 3 things. But only you are going to know what 3 things you are doing regularly that don't serve or support you. Oh man, how could you make your goal more specific and measurable? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you this fact. If you don't have a metric and a start time and an end time with dates, your goal is not very likely to happen. And the reason for that is all of a sudden that goal turns into a dream. And dreams are great. Don't misunderstand me. Dreams are great, but dreams without action are just that. They're dreams. And dreams without a start date and an end date and an action, again, they're just dreams and wishes. Okay. What would be the biggest impact from achieving your goals? What would be the biggest impact? For us, here, I have to tell you, our biggest impact was being able to travel more, be able to spend more free time. And that was a huge impact for us. So instead of me working 7 days a week, flying all around the country, in and out and in and out and back and forth, boy, achieving those goals meant that I was either home or in between, we were on the road doing things that we enjoyed doing together. So what would be the biggest impact from achieving your goals? Well, write it down. Put it out there. Make a vision board. Do something. Take action, by golly. This one I'm not real crazy about because I don't believe in it. It goes like this. What would you try now if you knew you could not fail? Well, here's the ticket. To me, that's a negative statement. What I want to say is, what do you want to try? We'll get it done and make it happen. What's the worst that can happen? Well, I fail. Well, a failure is just a learning tool, by golly. So that's a positive, isn't it? Now it's something entirely different than what it was before. And now you're working and moving ahead in an entirely different direction. Now, how good is that? So, don't look at this as a failure. Look at it as a learning tool. How can we make this something that you're aiming towards rather than something you're trying to move away from? Well, if you don't know where you're going, you haven't got your vision and your mission and your strategy, your plan, how do you know what you're moving away from? How do you even know what path you're on? Who is help guiding you? Do you have a coach? Do you have a mentor? What are you doing? Wow. Now, these next couple are actually exercises. You actually have to do something. You have to actually take action. So you're going to have 3 sheets of paper and a pen. This is tough. On the first sheet of paper, you're going to pull out and you're going to put down all the things you love to do. Make that list. On the second sheet, you're going to put on all the things you never want to do again. And on the third sheet, all the things you would really like to try to do or learn. Now, why did I have you do an actual exercise and put that to work? Well, the reason for that is quite simple, actually. With those 3 lists, you can oftentimes look and find out what your gifts and talents are. You can also find out maybe where you're spending time that you shouldn't be. You could also find out maybe you're spending time around people you shouldn't be spending around. Think about that all together. But make those 3 lists. 1, all the things you love to do. 2, all the things you never want to do again or you hate to do. And 3, all the things you'd like to try or learn. I really hope you do that and take the time. You're going to really enjoy that part. And for those of us, when we work with people here at Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development, when we work with individuals, we have them share that with someone they're close to. And it amazes me from ever that both parties learn very quickly from each other. some dreams and goals and how to put them together and make them work. This next one here, I'm going to encourage you to do. So what's the one thing you would love to do before you die? Now, I'm going to tell you that very well might change with ages and stages. But when I did this in my early 30s, I had more than one thing. And I've had such an enjoyable time, now in my mid 60s, that I've been able to stroke off almost everything on there. I still got a few more, and I've even added some this last year. So what's the one thing you would love to do before you die? I'm going to tell you, it doesn't have to be just one thing. But I want you to make that list. It's going to be fun for you. And again, share that with other folks that are around you. Now, is now the right time for you to make a commitment to achieve these goals? Only you can answer that. But I'm going to tell you what, the answer is yes. Is this the right time? Yes. At least get started on them. I have a friend whose goal was to go back to college, and they were, in my age, late 60s, and they had this goal since they were early in their 20s, was to always finish their college education. In between, they were taking classes here and classes there and doing a little bit on the way, and raising a family and taking care of a company and all those different parts and pieces in between. And when she turned 60 years old, she said, I'm going to just flat finish. And she did. So is it time to get started? Well, there's no time like the present. Like that old person said, every great adventure starts with the first step. So, is this the right time? Yeah. Yes. Go for it. Make it happen. If it is to be, it's up to me. Boy, I like that one. What could we work on, or what could you work on right now that would really put a smile on your face? Is it learning how to play the guitar? Is it learning how to ride a bicycle? Is it going on a hike? Is it going to a play? What would really put a smile on your face? Is it going out to dinner? What is it? Write it down. Come on, share it. Celebrate. Make it fun. What would really put a smile on your face right now? For your life to be perfect, what would you have to change? That's a tough one. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got a few years now, and I'm going to tell you that I don't think life can ever be perfect. I think, though, you can put a lot of things into your life that make it fun and near perfect. I think that's a better way to look at things. So let's rephrase that. What could you do in your life right now to make your life near perfect? Wow, is it time away? Is it more money? Is it a better food? A better house? What is it would be near perfect to you? Isn't it kind of funny how you define these goals? And of course, what do you really, really, really want? This is the fun one. What do you really, really, really want? Because right behind it is, what are you willing to do to get to what you really, really want? What are you willing to do to get what you really, really, really want? But you have to write down what you really, really want first, and then put a plan in place. That's where that vision and mission and strategy comes in. Because once you decide what you really, really want, you can make it happen. You will make it happen when you write it down and share it with other people. These are some great questions. If you would like this list, all you have to do is give us an email, dick@ewfw.org, and put on there, say, Dick, I want the list of defining goal questions, and I'll send them to you. Be glad to do that. The reason these are so important is that when I went through the first part of this morning, going over what Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development stood for and how we can help you, they all start to work together. Now, I'm going to tell you that in my life, I've had to bring people into my life to help me do these things. You see, that's how this Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development actually came about. So when we talk about Earth being grounded, we can help you, and you will define your core values and know for a fact your non-negotiable parts of life, both in your person and your career. You will discover your inner force as to what drives you to be the best you can be. You will discern a clear vision. It will be your driving force. You will define and clarify your mission. This will enable you to share the key concepts of the mission with those who will be able to help you attain it. Wind, you will learn to recognize change and revel in it. You will learn to embrace change in every part of your life. You will learn to use change in every part of your life. And you will learn to be the change in every part of your life. Fire, passion. You will identify what makes you enthusiastic about your life. You will identify your gifts and know how to use them to the best of your ability. You will identify your talents and know how to improve and put them to work. You will discover your passion and look at ways to use it for monetary compensation. And water, this is my favorite. You will transform yourself by developing a plan to use the capabilities you have and know which ones you need to strengthen. You will transform your mind by becoming disciplined in achieving your daily 5. You will transform your body with a daily healthy living plan. You will learn to use the 6 core principles to operate all of your life decisions. Research, preparation, execute, network, celebrate, and evaluate. And you will design a personal plan to achieve the highest levels of success at your home and at your work. I hope you've seen how this all works together. That we here at Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development are here for you. You see, we truly believe that it is all about you. We believe we can help you, but we also understand that it takes you to put these things in place. That we can't do and make you do anything, but we can help you be accountable for how and when you do it. The questions that we went over on defining your goals are, again, a big part of how we're going to help you help yourself. By answering these questions, you're going to find yourself already starting to move ahead. By answering these questions, you're going to find yourself really questioning, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? And who do I need to do it with? And those are the questions that really start to become very, very important. Now, I see our time is running short today, so I'm going to encourage you to really think about getting a hold of Earth, Wind, Fire, Water Training Development and finding a way to let us help you help yourselves go and grow. Now, on behalf of myself, Dick Powell, and the whole Leadership Corner team, we want to say thank you for being a part of today's program. Our hope is that you've received a nugget of wisdom and guidance that will help you build your leadership ability. Now, if you have any questions or comments on today's program, don't hesitate. Go ahead and give us a call. 727-422-1833. 727-422-1833. Send me an email, dick@ewfw.org. dick@ewfw.org. Go to the website, take a look around. There's a place to leave me a note there, www.ewfw.org. And when you're ready and you know that you're ready to invite me, Dick Powell, to come and give an opportunity, keynote speech, or some instruction on leadership and accountability at your location, again, just give us a call, 727-422-1833, dick@ewfw.org, www.ewfw.org. And now, Until next time, this is DW the Wrangler saying, ride hard, ride fast.